Hi, this is Dan from Hidden Objects in NASA's Images. I want to show you this because it looks odd. It doesn't look right, but however, I will show you the original picture first. And this was taken by the astronauts. It looks like an ordinary rock, and I've been seeing these rocks on Mars as well. They seem to have faces, but these two objects here look like a humanoid figure. The background is black with the Earth above us, above on the moon's surface. Now, I did a negative image on this particular thing here, these two things, and this is what I came up with on my own. It looks like a humanoid hair, or looks like hair, two eye sockets, a mouth, and maybe a hand, and this little object looks like it has crossbars on it. And I'm just wondering what is really going on with NASA. It would seem that this here looks like a face as well. Two eyes here. You figure it out. I don't know. This is a moon shot from the moon. And this is a rock, and apparently they wanted to show us, you know, this photograph, with the Earth in the backdrop and this here, but apparently this is maybe the astronauts actually saw them. These are alien figures. It doesn't look right. And I got this from Google, so maybe it's, somebody doctored the photograph. I don't know, but this is what I came up with when I did a negative image, when I used the IR fan view. And let's see. Let's go up here. I'm trying to get this. Okay. I'm going to hit invert image back to its original configuration. The background is white. Here's the rock, and so it doesn't look right. Maybe it's doctored, but certainly it does not look right. So you be the judge. What's really curious about these moon shots, and I'm not a skeptic, I've always believed that we did go to the moon, but however, if you look at Mars, and Mars is closest, further out, so when you look at these moon shots, it seems there's not much light in this photograph. There shouldn't be any shadows whatsoever. And because the moon is a hell of a lot closer to the sun than the Mars images are. And in fact, the moon is closer to the sun than Mars is, plain and simple. So why should there be any shadows at all? There shouldn't be any shadows. In fact, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Although you see him here, he's walking. Here's his little moon vehicle, and the rocks. The rocks. There should be no shadows whatsoever, simply because the moon is closer to the sun than Mars is. Mars is a lot further out. Additionally, it's about 38 million miles further out from the sun, and the moon is only 250,000 miles away from Earth. So one concludes, why should there be shadows in these pictures? There shouldn't be no shadows. In fact, it should be all lit up. And it's strange, back here, it seems to be some kind of object, but apparently it's greened out. Let's take a look at this photograph in negative, if we invert the image to a negative, we can see that little spot over here, but when you look at the photograph, there should be no shadows whatsoever because the moon is closer and Mars is further out. So if you look at all the Mars photographs, it's always lit, it's always bright. And it doesn't matter about the moon's surface, it's darker, but still, one has to conclude, why is there shadows? In other words, the moon is closer to the sun than Mars is, and there should be no shadows whatsoever. So maybe we didn't go. Maybe this is a mock-up picture. But in any realistic value, you have to consider, I don't think there's any shadows on the moon at all, because it is a lot closer to the sun than Mars is. And Mars doesn't show shadows. So, yeah, there's a problem with that. Anyway, I'll let somebody else with more expert analogy figure that one out. And common sense, and I have science background. I love science, I love astronomy. But it has dawned on me to try to figure out there should be no shadows. There should be no rocks that are covered in shadows. Because simply the moon is closer to the sun and Mars is further out from the sun. It should be the opposite, but apparently it's not. So, yeah, you tell me how you can get shadows on the moon when from Earth to moon is only 256,000 miles away, and from Earth to Mars is additionally 38 million miles away, roughly. So, yeah, you tell me how this shows shadows. I don't see how it could, since the moon is a lot closer to the sun than Mars is. So this is Dan from Hidden Objects in NASA Images. Thank you for watching my video on the moon.